9th, St. Lucia honors President Bola Tinubu with highest national award. Gender-based violence prevention. Federal government integrates women in irrigation project strategy. Good evening and welcome to Nta Ijebu Ode News at 7. My name is Anthony Gandonu. Here are the details of the news. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been honored with the highest national award in St. Lucia, 9th Commander of the Order of St. Lucia. Governor General of St. Lucia, Siri Ero Charles, conferred the honor on President Tinubu for his role in establishment of a formal relations with his country and members of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. State House correspondent Musbau Danwahab reports.
The government of St. Lucia chose a way, the highest one, to appreciate President Bola Tinubu for his unprecedented decision to rekindle the bond of unity with their country and strengthen ties with the Eastern Caribbean nations. A step that resets the relations between brothers separated by distance. Knights Commander of the Order of St. Lucia is the highest national honor in the land. This is an appreciation of the closer relations imminent for the peoples of both countries.
The black race is not a lazy race. It's a hard-working, honest people. Given the opportunity, we can excel.
President Tinubu says the visa waiver, technical aid, and scholarship for students announced are not just promises but an expression of commitment to forge a mutually beneficial relations.
Particularly to improve in our connectivity, to improve in our business opportunity, to be more creative in future together, to see that the yoke that is left behind our fathers, by our forebears of separation is shortened, to see that we can resume cultural exchanges and believe in economic development.
St. Lucia and the OECS, our heritage, part of our heritage lies in Africa, and we are proud of it. We want to develop it, and we want to ensure that the people of these two regions get closer together, because Africa and the region can be one and must be one.
We are also proud to note that some of our famous nationals contributed to the development of your country in the early years of transition from colonial rule to independent sovereign power.
And as the night falls on non-fortune, the leaders hope this step opens a new chapter of fortune to smile on their peoples. In Castries, St. Lucia, Musbau and Wahab, Nta News.
Back home in Nigeria, under the leadership of Interior Minister Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, Nigeria is accelerating reforms in border control, blending innovation, technology, and policy to make international travel fast and more secured. As the Nigerian Immigration Service holds a stakeholder sensitization in Abuja, Victor Azu reports that these changes are already taking shape, starting at one of the country's key international gateways.
At the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, automated e-gates are changing the travel experience. Passengers scan their passports, verify their identity, and proceed. No stamps, no delays.
Coming in is much faster. Electronic process is working much better. So it's not like before we have to wait for the physical or the manual part. This is quite straightforward.
I haven't been to Abuja in the last 10, 15 years. I'm really impressed with what I have seen here. And I do hope that the government can sustain exactly what's been done here.
It is this same wave of innovation that drives the stakeholders' sensitization meeting at the Nigeria Immigration Service headquarters in Abuja. Officials, partners, and agency heads are here to spotlight reforms shaping Nigeria's international travel framework.
Our target is to ensure that everybody is law-abiding. We must make adherence to the laws so attractive that disobeying or flouting the laws will not be an option.
From contactless passports to pre-clearance protocols, visa policy reforms, and e-border surveillance, the Nigeria Immigration Service is rolling out digital solutions to ease congestion, enhance security screening, and align with global best practices.
Each of these initiatives is designed to modernize our migration architecture, enhance compliance, and improve service delivery.
This session also highlights collaboration with airlines, border agencies, and private sector tech partners.
Of particular importance are the innovations introduced within the framework of our new visa regime to enhance transparency and foster confidence amongst migrants, investors, development partners, and the general public.
Whether at the airports or in policy halls, the message is clear. Nigeria is reimagining its borders. And as innovation leads the way, the future of international travel is already taking shape. In Abuja, Victor Azu, Nta News.
Now to story on West Africa. The Parliament of the Economic Community of West African States is taking proactive steps in advancing digital transformation in the sub-region education sector as key to regional development. This was the thrust of the Joint Committee meeting on Education, Culture, Health and Information Technology holding in Dakar, Senegal. ECOWAS correspondent Mohamed Rabiu reports.
As the world is moving with new models of learning, Africa must also embrace to cope with the demands of contemporary challenges. Seated here are committees of parliament with Speaker Maimunatu Ibrahima recalling the commitment of ECOWAS Protocol AP 3103 on education and training adopted in Dakar 23 years ago. The aim was to harmonize the educational system and promote excellence across member states.
Riche de cultures diverses et doté d'économies en plein essor, se trouve à la croisée des chemins dans le domaine de l'éducation.
Other stakeholders called for a unified response to digital transformation, reflecting on the region's educational growth.
Even though we know we are ahead of many countries, but innovation is something that changes every day. We will continue to understand, we can also learn from our partners and our colleagues from other countries. This is going to actually let us understand where we are, actually where we are supposed to be. We will continue to evaluate our laws and see how we will continue to be dynamic and change as time goes on. So this is important to our country.
The meeting has the theme, prioritizing education, technology and innovation in the ECOWAS region. It is expected to provide recommendations for adoption across member states. Mohamed Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
In a similar development, Nigeria is collaborating with other African countries to address critical issues bordering on reparation of African culture, human and economic heritage. This was brought to the fore at an engagement by the Senate Committee on Reparation and Repatriation with African ambassadors in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Issa Mohammed reports.
This is the first time the National Assembly is engaging the diplomats in Nigeria to discuss historical and systemic injustice faced by Africans. President of the Senate, represented by Senate Chief Whip Muhammad Tahiru Mangonu, said the consultation is not only a significant step towards addressing the issue at hand, but also helps to promote cultural preservation, economic growth, and social cohesion.
We cannot rewrite history, but justice is done through restitution, restoration, and reconciliation.
African Union Summit marked a pivotal moment, affirming that reparation is no longer a fringe discourse, but now central to Africa's collective agenda for justice, recognition, and transformation.
Wish you strength as you take on these important issues. It will be good to have this dialogue with the diplomatic corps, the African diplomatic corps. But more than that, I think you should reach out to your colleagues in the other 54 African countries to dialogue with them on these issues. And also the diaspora.
How can we engage media? Nigeria, very rich, wealthy with creative economy, the creative sector. How can they tell these stories and sell these stories? So it's a whole economy with a lot of value chains. So how ready are we to make sure that you don't just bring these things, but they come to improve our livelihoods?
The committee noted that the era of slavery, colonialism, and continued exploitation had profound impacts on Africans' development, a critical issue that has been overlooked for a period. From the National Assembly, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
You are watching Nta Ijebu Ode news at 7. The news will continue shortly after this break.
Are you desiring a future career in nursing science, law, medical laboratory science, public health, accounting, economics, agricultural extension and rural development, criminology and security studies, and other NUC-approved and accredited professional academic programs? If your UTME score 140 and above, then this information is for you. Admission for all these courses is currently ongoing at the Atiba University, Oyo, Nigeria's fastest growing and cost-effective private university. The university is located in the peaceful, serene, and secure environment of Oyo Township in Oyo State, Nigeria. Hurry now. Admission is in progress. Visit www.atibauniversity.edu.ng to apply, or call any of these numbers: 081-034-94152, 080-385-79822. What are you waiting for? The future is now.
Oh, what a wonderful world of Sure Clean detergent. Oh yes, you can have a clean and bright wash with Sure Clean. Sure Clean detergent is tough on stains, gentle on your hands, and leaves clothes smelling fresh. Oh see, for clean white and all colors, Sure Clean detergent makes you shine. As you spread it all, you can see the shine of Sure Clean brightness. Now, wear your smile with pride and nothing to hide. Sure Clean detergent makes your family clean and happy. Sure Clean detergent, happiness with every wash.
You are welcome back. The news continues. The integration of gender-based violence prevention strategies into the federal government's transformational irrigation projects is beginning to yield results, especially in encouraging greater participation of women in the agricultural sector. Fatima Sanusi Karaye reports that 6 states have already benefited from the initiative.
Hamisu traveled more than 500 kilometers from Gombe State to attend the capacity building workshop organized under the federal government's transformational irrigation project with the theme Tradition to Transformation, led by women. For her, the journey was worth it.
Before, they never used to give us anything. They didn't even consider us women. All the focus was on men. But now I feel lucky. They gave me support and intervention that allowed me to go into farming.
This gathering is part of the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation's effort to integrate gender-based violence prevention and response into its large-scale irrigation schemes, not just to boost food production, but also to create safer, more inclusive farming environments, particularly for women.
To building a more resilient community
where every woman, every girl, every youth, and every vulnerable person is dignified and empowered to contribute to the socio-economic growth and development of our country.
The GBV integration approach involves raising awareness, building community structures for reporting and support, and training both men and women on gender equity. 6 states, including Kano, Jigawa, Gombe, Zamfara, Sokoto, and Kebbi, have already benefited from this initiative, with more lined up for the next phase. Participants, like Rahina, are hopeful that this approach will encourage more women to return to the farms not in fear, but with dignity and confidence.
Across continents and conservation front lines, women are stepping boldly into the boots of wildlife guardians. They are the unsung heroes, risking, protecting, and leading in some of the most remote and rugged environments on Earth. This week, the global searchlight shines on these remarkable rangers, from patrolling dangerous terrains to leading anti-poaching missions and empowering local communities. They are redefining courage and rewriting the story of conservation as the World Female Ranger Week is marked across the globe. Charles Alpha reports.
In a mostly male-dominated field, these female rangers also risk their lives in a bid to conserve, protect, and preserve Nigeria's biodiversity space in one of the most volatile environments.
My first experience in the field, I worked in Chad Basin National Park, and I went for patrol. And incidentally, it was in Sambisa Forest, and we encountered bandits.
Having to balance work and family life, and then dealing with stereotypes from society, because the ranger workforce is male-dominated.
Yet, it is in recognition of their invaluable contributions that the National Park Service and sister security personnel is celebrating the week-long event with the aim of confronting the problems of gender parity and insufficient representation they continue to face. Minister of Women Affairs and that of the Environment, all represented, as well as the Conservator General Ibrahim Goni and a host of others, believe these female rangers have repeatedly demonstrated their tenacity and passion in wildlife conservation, whether patrolling the parks, conducting vital research, or engaging with local communities, and therefore deserve to be celebrated.
The Ministry of Environment is committed to advancing gender equality with our environmental policies and practices by implementing training programs, mentorship, opportunities, and inclusive strategy that support women in environmental sustainability.
You are not just watchers of the wild, you are warriors of wonders. With every step, you plant seeds of hope. With every species saved, you rewrite the story of stewardship.
It celebrates the resilience, dedication, and invaluable contributions of women in conservation, particularly within our national parks and other protected areas.
The theme for this year, supporting women, saving biodiversity, resounds deeply with the principles established during the 4th World Conference on Women in Beijing in 1995, which aimed to promote gender equality and empower women globally. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
That ends the news tonight. Join us tomorrow for another interesting package. Good evening.
Are you desiring a future career in nursing science, law, medical laboratory science, public health, accounting, economics, agricultural extension and rural development, criminology and security studies, and other NUC-approved and accredited professional academic programs? If your UTME score 140 and above, then this information is for you. Admission for all these courses is currently ongoing at the Atiba University, Oyo, Nigeria's fastest growing and cost-effective private university. The university is located in the peaceful, serene and secure environment of Oyo Township in Oyo State, Nigeria. Hurry now Admission is in progress. Visit www.atibahuniversity.edu.ng to apply or call any of these numbers: 081-034-94152, 080-385-79822. What are you waiting for? The future is now.
Wonderful world of SureClean detergent. Oh yes, you can have a clean and bright wash with SureClean. SureClean detergent is tough on stains, gentle on your hands, and leaves clothes smelling fresh. Oh see, for clean white and all colors, SureClean detergent makes you shine. As you spread it all, you can see the shine of SureClean brightness. Now, wear your smile with pride and nothing to hide. SureClean detergent makes your family clean and happy. SureClean detergent. Happiness with every wash.